Okay, well, we're going to move now from the specifics about measurement and instrumentation, and we're going to talk a little bit about theory and theoretical systems and substruction. And Kathy has written about comfort as a mid-range theory, and I would like you to tell us a little bit about your theoretical thinking in terms of how you approach the literature review, how your hierarchical system flowed, perhaps thinking about the Gibbs model from the construct through the concept down to your reference.
Okay, I love this topic because I love to do substruction. Mm-hmm. However, it's the only course that I had in my PhD program that I got a C in. And I cannot tell you how I struggled with that course. Obviously, from the C grade, you know it was a terrible struggle. And I had never heard of substruction before. I was going through the exercises that the professor asked us to do. This was Dr. Eileen Morrison. And I couldn't get it right. And she kept handing my papers back and saying, this isn't right, this isn't right. And what I was doing was looking at comfort from my discipline of nursing and another discipline. Right. Mm-hmm. And comparing the definitions and the usage across those two perspectives. I couldn't get it right. I was tearing my hair out, crying, redoing. My husband kept saying, why are you spending so much time on this? I said, because I can't get it. And I know I'm not getting it, but I don't know what to do about it. In another part of my program concurrently, I had to write a conceptual framework for my proposal. I had my population, my intervention in mind, but I did not have a link to a theory. And I went into the library and I started looking at dissertations from other nursing PhD graduates. What conceptual frameworks did they use? And because Margaret England had helped me before, I found her dissertation, and lo and behold, she had used Murray, a psychologist from the 1930s who had written a very abstract, high level of theory with very few concepts in it to try to explain personality. And his goal was to unite the psychological literature. And his articles were very well written. He did not diagram his concepts, though. So I began trying to diagram those concepts. This was after my substruction course was over. But something about that course clicked with me because I've been diagramming ever since, and I've been substructing ever since. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad I had that course, and I guess the struggle made an imprint.
Okay, in terms of your mid-range theory, what are the concepts in your mid-range theory?
Okay. If you refer to the article entitled A Theory of Holistic Comfort for Nursing, what I call the concepts for nursing in the mid-range theory are on page 1181, figure 1, and it would be the fourth line down. My concepts that I linked to Murray, and Murray's concepts were the first 3 lines. My concepts are less abstract than his. In fact, you can see with each line from top to bottom, this diagram gets more concrete. And that is what substruction is. It's moving from abstract to concrete. And the lowest level of substruction, which is not reflected in this diagram, is the measurement level. So the mid-range theory of comfort says, reading from the fourth line, from left to right. The nurse identifies the healthcare needs of patients in stressful healthcare situations. The nurse designs interventions to meet those needs and takes into account intervening variables that are positive or negative influences on the patient that the nurse can't control very well. The desired outcome, when you consider these first three concepts together, is enhanced comfort. And the reason for enhanced comfort, Murray suggested, was to develop a thema for the patient of success in coping with these stressors and with the assistance of the nurse. So that health-seeking behaviors was really the reason to provide comfort, in addition to the fact that it's nice to do and it's maybe our mission in nursing. But why? Well, because the patient does better. So those concepts were the original mid-range theory of comfort. In the last 5 years, with managed care becoming such an issue in our society, I added another concept, and this is beyond Murray. He did not have a link for me, but I did add another concept called institutional outcomes, because I wanted administrators to think this was important. Not only will the patient do better, and the patient will be happier if they're comfortable, but the hospital will do better too. The patients will go home earlier. They'll heal faster. They won't be readmitted if all of these things are in place. So that last concept of institutional integrity was added in an article published last year, 2001, called Evolution of the Mid-Range Theory of Comfort for Outcomes Research. Outcomes research is also kind of a new approach to nursing research, justifying, demonstrating, providing evidence for the importance of our work. And I wanted comfort research to be there.